Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's the zip code episode 508 here in Massachusetts. That's southeastern Massachusetts. That's our zip code here. What's going on? Some 617. It used to be 617 back in the day when I was a kid growing up, and then it changed over to 508. What's going on, everybody? And like I said, this is the 508th episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977. I got brand new speakers for my computer because the other one has not been responsive, but I put that away because it is still working. Is that I need to put it away, give it a little rest for now. So I figured also I didn't know this, but in the back of the computer there was a jack, an audio jack for speakers. I'm like, holy crap! I didn't even discover it. So it's like, ha ha! There we go. So there's that. I want to talk about what happened last night on IMPACT Rebellion 2023. This is unprecedented because this is the first time that both the world titles and the knockouts titles in IMPACT history were vacant, and two matches decide new champions for last night. And I'll tell you what, and I'm going to tell you a little bit of history behind those titles once we get to them. We'll start the countdown to Rebellion. There were two tag team matches. Rhino and Heath took on Champagne Singh and Mahabali Shera, and Rhino and Heath did pick up the victory. They're trying to make a case to once again be the Impact Tag Team Champions. While the Knockouts tag title on the line, the Coven, that will be the team of Taylor Wilde and Kylan King. They take on the Death Dolls. Now it's Rosemary and Jessica, a.k.a. Havoc, which the Coven did retain the titles. And then the Ultimate X match for the Impact Tag Team titles, the Ace and Bay Connection, a.k.a. ABC, of the Bullet Club, took on, I don't know if they're going to be members of the Bullet Club for long, because David Finlay is now the new leader and recruited Clark Connors in that endeavor. Will Bayonetta, could be Bullet Club going younger, maybe? I'm not so sure. That could be the case. ABC, Ace and Bay Connection versus the Motor City Machine Guns. And the Motor City Machine Guns were still the NJP New Japan Strong Tag Team Champions. But it was the Impact Tag Team titles on the line. And ABC did retain the titles. Steve Macklin cut a promo about the world title situation, addressing Josh Alexander, addressing Kushida, running his mouth. We'll see what happens. A 4-on-3 tag team handicap match. Dirty Dango, Joe Hendry, the digital media champion, and Santino Marella, first match in 9 years against the Design. During the matchup, the Toronto addressed the Toronto crowd before the matchup, but then Diener decided to grab during the matchup, during the closing of the match. Diener grabbed a baseball bat, and then all of a sudden, Sammy Callahan's like, go ahead, after you, be my guest. You can use it. But then Diener goes back and hands Callahan the bat. And Callahan's like, oh yeah. And he turns around, hits Diener, walks out on the Design, giving Hendry, Marella, and Dango the victory. It seems like Callahan had a plan all along. Would it be step 7? They say do away with authority. Would he mean Diener? Being the leader, sometimes a leader has authority over his group. Give me a second here. Anyways, yes, so Callahan stabbed the Design in the back. It's like I knew all along that he was suckering the Design. He makes suckers out of the Design, giving Dango, Hendry, and Marella the victory. And then Gia Miller interviewed Tommy Team Dreamer. That's Cranky Kazarian. Bhupinder Gujar, Killer Kelly, Tommy Dreamer himself, and let me see, Oh, crap. Kazarian Myers, Gujar, King. Oh, and Yuya Uemura. Tommy Dreamer was given a passionate speech, very emotional because his mother is in the hospital. She's not responding, and my heart and prayers go to Tommy Dreamer and the family. I pray that Tommy Dreamer's mother will be okay. That she can. So that's the case. I just pray that Tommy Dreamer's mother will be all right, and hopefully later. And I'm hoping that when Tommy Dreamer does come back to the ring, he wins something for her. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah. So Tommy Dreamer's mother, Mrs. Dreamer, please get well soon. Okay. Then the last rights match: Eddie Edwards versus PCO, and. It was last rights match is simple enough. It's the same rules as the casket match. You put your opponent inside the casket, no disqualification, no countouts, no pinfalls, none of that. Put your opponent inside the casket, close the lid. Then Alicia Edwards, God bless this girl, Alicia Edwards. Let me tell you, she is about as petite and small as all get out. She hits PCO in the back with a shovel, and then when he went to go and Eddie Edwards knocked down PCO. When he went to go for the Boston Knee Party, he ends up hitting Alicia instead. And then PCO slams him inside the coffin, closes the lid. PCO wins the match. I was kind of hoping that Eddie Edwards would win, even though I have a lot of respect for PCO. But I'll tell you, maybe Eddie Edwards is on his way out of Impact. I don't know. I don't know what the story. Hopefully that's not a write-off. And if Eddie Edwards does leave Impact, there could be only two places he can go. He can go back to Japan, to Noah, or he can go to the WWE. I seriously think that him and Alicia could go to the WWE and make something. There could be another couple to annoy the Miz and Maurice. I hope so. But I don't know what the story is with Eddie Edwards and Alicia. We'll find out for sure. I really don't know. So, then there was supposed to be an interview between X Division champ Trey Miguel and Gina Miller. Somehow that was botched up. I think that was the only botch of the night because I think nobody, microphones weren't on, technical difficulties there. And then it was a X Division title and a three-way elimination matchup. Trey Miguel did retain the title. And then the Hardcore War. It works a little bit like War Games almost, but the only difference is there's no cage. So it was Team Dreamer versus Team Bully. Moose and Kazarian were the first two to enter. Then Brian Myers was next for Team Bully. Then Team Dreamer was Bhupinder Gujar. Kenny King came afterwards for Team Bully. And then Killer Kelly was the first one of the ladies to step up. And then Killer Kelly came in with a stapler and stapling people in the nuts and everything else. She's a little crazy. But again, she's Portuguese, so all right. And anyways, Masa Slamovich came in, and then Yuya Uemura, Bully Ray, and then Dreamer. And towards the end of the matchup, Bully Ray meant to go off the ropes, off the ladder to splash on Tommy Dreamer. And he's telling the referee, he wanted to tell the referees to hold it. All the referees were there, and they're refusing to listen to Bully Ray. And he grabs one. I think the young referee starts, hold the thing. And all the referees started beating up on Bully Ray. I was laughing. I was like, that was great. But then Tommy Dreamer climbed the ladders, and all the referees held it for him. Splash. That was it. Team Dreamer did pick up the victory over Team Bully. You know what, Bully Ray? Next time you want to run your mouth and bully people, you get your butt kicked, including by referees. Believe me, I love it. And then the two main matches, a double main event. Before the Impact World title between Kushida and Steve Macklin began, Nick Aldis has returned to Impact, joining Tom Hennepin and Matthew Rehwell on commentary. He's announced that he's back on Impact Wrestling. You know what? That's another real-life couple in Impact Wrestling now. Because now you got Mickie James and Nick Aldis together. Adam, behave yourself. Because I'm sure you'll be watching this. I'll say you'll be watching this. You probably make Mickie James jokes in the live chat and rant and rave. You've been doing it all week. You've been doing it all week last week on the Chillin' with Jordy Jordy marathon stream, for goodness sakes. Now that Nick Aldis is back on Impact and back on TV, better behave yourself, dang young man. I've always had a lot of fun. So Nick Aldis says that his first order of business is to become Impact World Champ again and see who would be challenging him, who would be standing in his way. Heck of a matchup, Kushida and Steve Macklin. Could have gotten match, could have gone either way. Macklin did end up picking the victory. We have a new Impact World Champion. And he calls out Scott D'Amore to put the title around his waist himself. But then instead, D'Amore says, "Listen, I hand you the title. Congratulations to you." And then Macklin hits him and blindsides D'Amore with the belt. Nick Aldis has had enough of this. He steps up, confronts Macklin. It seems like Macklin and Aldis, let's make this match happen. I'm telling you right now. And when Mickie James comes back, from what I got a hunch, is going to end up being a mixed tag for both of those belts. And I'll tell you why in a minute. A little spoiler for you. Then the Knockouts Championship, Jordynne Grace versus Deonna Purrazzo. The only difference is both women are faced. Deonna Purrazzo got popular because of Giselle Shaw and her antics and her shenanigans. And then Jordynne Grace, was a heck of a fight. But in the end, Deonna Purrazzo became the champion. In fact, I made an era, and I'm glad Ella J brought it up. I made an era. I thought that Deonna Purrazzo and Steve Macklin were the first couple to win all the titles in one night. But finally, John Morrison, John Hennigan, Johnny Impact, and Taya Valkyrie has done it. They were the first couple to do it in Impact. Then it was Su Yung and Rich Swann. In real life, they are a real life couple. So there's that. And now Deonna Purrazzo and Steve Macklin were the third couple to do it. That means it wouldn't be, like I said, if Mickie James comes back from a rib injury and all, and she's cleared and ready to go, I would not be surprised if her and Nick Aldis will be the fourth couple to try to pull this off. We'll find out for sure what the story is on that one. So, that's all the time we have on this show, episode 508, the Southern Massachusetts zip code episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Up next, the 32nd edition of Martindale Monday, little tic-tac-toe. Right now, we're supposed to watch the Red Sox game, but it's in a rain delay at the moment. And we shall see what the story is there. So, I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.